a lot of people they're gonna be like, well, why are we listening to these kids? They're not doctors. They didn't go to med school because that's like how a lot of people think. So that's why we also talk about our lifestyle because we are results of this book. Like
The role model.
we're like the good role model because we're actually living this lifestyle.
Yeah, and we say that in our book, like at the end of each chapter in the revolution part, with the acronym, we have like, what do the holistic kids do? Like, what do we implement eating real food for us? And then we also have recipes in the book, shopping lists, and then Zan illustrated the pictures and so much more.
Thank you so much for joining us on another awesome episode of Bioenergetics Beat. I'm Heather Gray, a functional diagnostic nutrition practitioner and certified bioenergetic practitioner, and today is brought to you by Nikki, Unleash the Wellness Within. It's a non-invasive, easily affordable, highly effective approach to optimize wellness. It's a wearable device that puts frequency better based life in your hands and on your wrist. Make sure to stick to the very, very end because you're not going to want to miss out on our lovely giveaway. But you're also not going to want to miss out on one thing our next guest has to say. I have never interviewed three people at once before, so this will be interesting. And I've never interviewed teenagers and kids before, so all kinds of firsts happening today. But I'm super excited because it's a huge passion of mine that we get this information out to the younger generation because if we can start teaching them now that there's a better way, there's a healthier way, then, hopefully we can save them from suffering as adults and, like I had to. So I love the fact that we're talking to kids and to teenagers and trying to spread the message. So welcome our guests. Yay! Awesome. So we got Abdullah, Zane, and Ahmad. Why don't we start with you, Zane? Tell us, kind of keep it short, you guys, because I want to hear from all three of you. Tell us, why you got started in this, where's your passion lying, and yeah, just a little bit about yourself.
We didn't just go straight from like babies to these people who were talking on stages. We went really step by step. So the first thing that we did is that we were educated. Our mom was learning with us. We were both learning about health. Before this, we were eating some of the worst things like McDonald's every day, Popeyes, So we are educating. You know what? Maybe we don't do this one day. Maybe we do. Maybe we go gluten free. So we were like learning with our mom about how to listen to our body and how to understand what's going around us and what to put in our body. So,
Ah,
Yeah,
beautiful. Oh, go ahead. Ahmad, what were you trying to say?
I was trying to say that when I was very young, I'm 12. When I was a very young age, I had sinus issues that really impacted my life because and my sleep because I would always like be in the sink and I was just it was really bad. And I didn't really want, and I used few food as medicine that healed me. And I didn't want anybody else to have that same impact with like having eczema and chronic conditions. So I wanted to make a better world, the world a better place.
That's incredible. That's usually where a lot of these stories start, right? These pain to purpose stories, because I know your mom's been in the health field for a while as well, so how wonderful though that you guys had such a great influence and you actually listened to her and then you took it on, your own path, your own way, because I know my teenager did not listen to me when I was trying to get him healthier because this information is not mainstream, right? We're taught that this is a part of a healthy breakfast when we know that that's not a part of a healthy breakfast. Abdullah, tell us a little bit about yourself and kind of where you're at in this journey.
So first of all, my mom started teaching me when I was like 7 years old. So I actually ate McDonald's and Flaming Hot Cheetos and Fanta, and back then those were my favorite foods to eat. And she started teaching me at a young age that this is what they do to you. This is why we don't eat them. And and after that, I kind of started realizing, wait a second, that makes sense. And so from there on out, I started learning more and more and more. She taught me how to read labels, how to do, how she made sure that we always went out into nature, gratitude. We even had like a gratitude song back in the day.
You're
And
not old enough to say back in the day. Just kidding.
but that's why what happened for us was that we realized that we were helping ourselves like Ahmad and Zane said, that they heal themselves from chronic disease, and that so many other people could also do the exact same thing. And so we wanted to help give people hope. I mean, right now, 1 in 2 kids sadly have a chronic condition, or mental health is illness is on a rise. 1 in 2 kids, also have like a persistent health condition. CDC actually says that 1 in 3 teens have prediabetes. 3/4 of adolescents have experienced depression or anxiety, and sadly, 1 in 3 preteen girls have seriously thought of suicide. Our future right now, if we don't wake up, then what's going to happen to the next engineers, the next lawyers, the next businessmen? We need to start waking up now and start making a change. Otherwise, our future is going to suffer, and our generation is going to take the hit.
Absolutely. I remember Time magazine coming out. It was probably about 20 years ago, talking about how that generation is the first generation in human health to not have a higher life expectancy than their parents. So the first time life expectancy is going backwards because of just the toxins in our environment, how unhealthy these quote unquote foods are that we're feeding our kids. I mean, it's heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking what we're doing to kids, and we don't even realize we're doing it. Tell me, Abdullah, how old are you?
So I just turned 18.
You just turned 18. Zane, how old are you?
14.
14. And Ahmad?
12.
Oh my gosh, it's so adorable. I just want to pinch your cheeks because, like I said, I just love this mission that you guys are on. So I know that you had spoken about sinus issues, but did either one of you other brothers have any kind of health issues that you noticed that got better when you started eating better?
I had eczema all over my skin. I suffered from mood disorders, especially as a kid. Constantly tantrums. I was so uncomfortable all the time, but really when we started incorporating this, it really changed me like so much with this diet. Just a diet change changed how I felt, how I reacted. Now I can do so much. We interviewed like 200 plus experts just talking so much about this and health. It's so powerful that a lot of kids, teens, and even adults, they don't realize what it could do to change their life.
So what's your eczema like now?
I don't have any eczema. It's gone. I
So
don't have any tantrums, nothing. It's like I live like a perfectly normal life. Like I don't even have any sinus issues. I'm rarely ever like like really badly sick. I feel great, and I think that a lot of teens and kids could really use this diet or
This
lifestyle.
lifestyle change, yeah.
absolutely, absolutely. I love telling the story of my stepson who was about 15 and he was crawling out of his skin and having a tantrum and he'd been on the computer all day. I know he'd been eating junk food. And I told him, go outside, get your feet on the bare ground, don't come back in for 20 minutes. And when he came back in, he was a completely different kid. And then also started changing his diet. He went gluten-free and dairy-free, and his acne went away, and his grades got better. And, just those simple adjustments. It's crazy. And it's so sad that most people want to put kids on medications right away, right? Instead of starting with lifestyle. So can one of you talk a little bit more about that?
A lot of kids nowadays, and especially parents, are only taught that if you have a problem, here's a pill. And that's 100% not true. We don't, I've seen teens, especially in my peers and classmates, who are on medications and they feel like that's the only way that they're ever going to get better. And the problem is that they're just stuck on that cycle because then they have to deal with the side effects. They have to deal with, the problems that come with that. Every single morning they have to take it. Otherwise, they're completely off. And when in reality, you can heal yourself with a free, easily, with simple practical tips that anybody can do in their life and implement into their life.
Yeah, like talking about these side effects, and they also make these more like, yeah, these side effects like they put on apps. Like if you pay really good attention, you can hear all those side effects they're saying. Like this may cause death, cancer, and it's way more than what it's trying to heal. So yeah, these side effects just get on a money loop. You you got one problem, you have a pill that gives you more side effects. You have pills for that. It just like spends more and more money.
Mhm.
And
And you guys are just a walking testimony because look at your three handsome faces, no zits in sight, beautiful smiles, beautiful teeth. Like you guys are very handsome, perfect examples of what clean living can look like. Because that's the other thing that breaks my heart when I see teenagers that are just, their faces are covered in acne, right? Like their hair's all greasy, and I want to scream. It's like, you don't have to live like this because you know that it's hurting their self-esteem. I imagine, what did it do to your self-esteem with your eczema?
Um, just a constant pain and uncomfortable. Like I didn't want to really do much because I knew like when especially I also had ulcers. Like I could barely even like
At
eat like
what age did you
nothing.
have ulcers?
Well, that was a little bit more recent, like 10 to 12.
Okay,
Like
wow.
that was something that we were figuring about, like maybe like a BK12 like
Deficiency.
deficiency. But so yeah, but yeah, my ulcers, they like I couldn't have like all the foods that like maybe I could, like all these different fruits that are like apples and stuff, and I just really felt bad. So
Okay, man, that's crazy. Hey, this is a good time. We're going to pause for a quick commercial. When we come back, I want you all to start talking about, because you've written a book. Like, I just love the fact I see you all over social media. You guys have a podcast, you've got a book out. Like, it's just amazing. So don't go anywhere. Stay tuned. When we come back, we're going to dive deeper into their book and, kind of what they're putting out in the world right now. So stay tuned.
There's a new word for wellness, Nikki. Nikki is your personal wellness companion, a sleek wearable device that lets you choose from a variety of programs to match your day. With a simple tap on the Nikki screen, you can explore wellness programs created for different moments and lifestyles. Need a lift? Select energy. Looking to unwind? Tap stress and anxiety. Want to feel more at ease? Choose pain. Heading out on a trip? Try travel to help you feel ready for new adventures. From busy mornings to quiet evenings, Nikki puts a variety of wellness experiences right at your fingertips and on your wrist. Life moves fast. Nikki moves with you. It's a portable way to bring wellness technology into your everyday routine, wherever life takes you. Your day, your choice, your wellness program. Nikki Wellness Technology. Delivering frequency enhanced health. We are Nikki.com.
Fantastic. Welcome back. I'm super excited to learn more. So show us that book again. And what's the name of it?
The Teen Health Revolution.
Oh my gosh. To the point, mic drop. Boom. All right. So who wants to start? Who wants to tell me a little bit about the book?
So we split the book into three sections, which is the first one's talking about why we're getting teens are suffering, because Will talked about the statistics in the beginning about like us teens, we're suffering. Like these are scary statistics. That's why we need a teen health revolution.
mhm.
And then in the second section, we talk about the revolution. Like we talk it as a acronym to educate themselves as they implement key principle into like our lives. Like we go R.E.V.O.L. and like each of these letters symbolize a section. Like R equal is
Revolutionize the gut,
E,
eat real foods,
V vanquish toxins,
O,
optimize stress management,
L,
love nature,
U,
unite with others,
T,
tech limits,
I,
invest in sleep.
O,
open to gratitude and purpose.
and N, navigate your decisions with mindfulness. And so we teens can use this simple acronym, this revolution acronym, to educate themselves and implement these key principles into their lives.
Yeah, and also if you like, oh, I need to fix my diet, how about I just flip to the eat real food chapter? Like this is really simple, and we expert backed like all of this. We interviewed 200 experts and put all their information into this book that like teens could just hold in their hand. And also our third section is talking about like then we revolution of physical and mental self, like then we would go over like 20 chronic conditions, like what our teens are dealing with today, like acne, digestive issues, mood disorders, and like how to use that, like the holistic approach to add like, and like to add like your conventional care, like, yeah.
Yeah, so we talk about these different chronic conditions because a lot of teens are dealing with these chronic conditions, but they go straight to the pill like we were talking before. But we're telling them that no, this can be healed naturally. You can use all these natural ways and really boost your body and boost and really help. Like you were talking about acne. Acne is a really big one that teens like are suffering with that they think that their acne it's just hormones. I'll just like get over with it. But it's not just hormones. It's your lifestyle that's also affecting it. So we talk about all these supplements that you could take and all the treatments that you do and just lifestyle changes for certain chronic issues. And like Ahmad said, we interviewed 200 experts on this for this book. Like this, you could basically say this book took like 5 years because we're using like 5 years of evidence, like no, 5 years of evidence like on this book. So yeah, because we're a lot of people they're gonna be like, well, why are we listening to these kids? They're not doctors. They didn't go to med school because that's like how a lot of people think. So that's why we also talk about our lifestyle because we are results of this book. Like
The role model.
we're like the good role model because we're actually living this lifestyle. We are like doing things like that it says because this is like from us.
Yeah, and we say that in our book, like at the end of each chapter in the revolution part, the acronym, we have like, what do the holistic kids do? Like, what do we implement eating real food for us? And then we also have recipes in the book, shopping lists, and then Zan illustrated the pictures and so much more.
But at the end of the day, there is always hope. And that's what we want to give to teens, adults, and kids all around the world. Because right now, like Zan mentioned, our generation is suffering. And if we don't do something about it, we're going to, it's not going to ever get better.
Yeah, like I think a statistic showed that um at this like rate, like by a certain amount of time, that teens are expected to live shorter lifespans
Yeah.
Yeah, just like you mentioned in the beginning.
than
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah. With that time, yeah, that timepiece interview. So I love how you brought up well, I love how you brought up gratitude and brought in community because that's also a part to healing that so many people miss. And then also the tech issue. So kind of what are we seeing with the tech these days and what kind of problems are that causing?
So right now, we're being controlled by our devices. As soon we can't leave our house or we can't even leave our room without our phone in our pocket. We can't, a lot of teens, they're up scrolling 2, 3 hours at night, just mindlessly doom scrolling until 2 a.m. in the morning. And then after they finish, they're like, what's they even accomplish in those 2, 3 hours? And I'm pretty sure nobody ever feels good after spending that much time scrolling. And so us teens, we need to start waking up, realizing that we're destroying our brains with like the phones and constantly not monitoring what we're doing with our phones, especially with social media. And that's where like the big aspect is because social media actually has been linked to poor physical health. It's been linked to increased risks of heart disease, cardiovascular disease. This mental health epidemic that we're dealing with right now is because teens aren't focusing or we're not being mindful about what we're visually consuming. And us teens, we need to start doing something about this now. Otherwise, it's going to continue affecting us into our adulthood and for the rest of our lives. And we don't want to be slaves to these phones. We want to be able to break free of those chains that are keeping us, tied to our devices and be able to finally take back real control of our lives again and reach our true potential.
Oh my gosh, can I get an amen? Like that was so beautifully put. Great job. The other part, so I do love you talk about eating and eating real food. So what's the kind of, after interviewing so many specialists, what's the healthy lifestyle? What do you guys suggest for food after doing all these interviews?
So try to eat natural food, at least as not like we like to say organic, but especially stay away from ultra processed foods.
Mhm.
That's like the biggest thing that we like that's the biggest thing that we tell teens and parents because ultra processed foods or food like substances like we like to call them because they're not even real food are actually linked to over 32 chronic diseases. And recent studies have come out that they actually harm and affect, negatively affect almost every single, almost or does affect every single part of our body.
That's crazy. What oh man, I had a question on the top of my tip of my tongue and then it disappeared. Squirrel. I had a hard time getting my teen to listen to me, so I have to say kudos to your mother for getting three boys to follow in line with what she was teaching. But have you found it hard to get teens to read your book or, to kind of play along? Like how do you reach kids these days?
By teaching them the why. No teen wants to be, in their adulthood sick, sad, not being able to feel like that their body is theirs. Nobody wants to be living with the chronic sinus issues. Nobody wants to be living with eczema. Nobody wants to be living with a sick body. And that's why we teach kids why. This is what these foods are doing to us. When we eat, Doritos or, nachos or Takis, this is how it's affecting our body. And just by educating teens. And that's where it really is. We need parents, we need people to start educating us because we're never going to do all of this. We're never going to be able to improve if we don't actually know what we're doing and why.
Either one of you had anything to add to that?
Yeah, definitely. Education is insanely important for for helping teens know, because I think what our mom did that helped us really understand is that she made us think. She said, "You know what? Read these ingredients. Look at them. Would you put this into your body? Do you know what it is?" And we would do our research and we would look at it and we were like, "Oh my God, this is going to cause cancer. This is just going to go straight to like diabetes, just like all these like sinus issues, like all these like extra things." That's why we notice these things like in the food commercial, in the not food commercials, but the
Pharmaceutical.
medicine
Yeah.
commercials, like you can hear all of these in the background that aren't really heard usually. It just, if you just do a little bit more thinking about really what you're putting into your body, your lifestyle, why are we constantly scrolling? Like you have to just think about the why.
Oh,
Yeah, and
absolutely. Oh,
also
go ahead.
yeah, and I also think that you need to learn us kids and teens. We need to start learning about how to read labels. We need to start learning this in school how to read labels, not just nutrition fact. I mean ingredients.
Yeah.
Oh,
Ingredients.
110%. There's so many other things that should be taught in school compared to some of the stuff that is. It just still blows my brain. And like I said, our younger generation is suffering because of it. And a lot of this can be turned around with just simple lifestyle stuff. So we're kind of getting close to wrapping up here. Are there any kind of like final words, messages that you want to put out there and make sure that our audience hears before we sign off?
I think honestly, just being mindful. Take a deep breath in. Yeah, just being mindful because when you're mindful, you can unlock your like true potential. Because with teens around us, we're just scrolling mindlessly, eating whatever. Like this is not what
Hmm.
we like. They don't know what they're eating. Like we need to have a gratitude, be mindful about our surroundings.
Yeah, so mindfulness means being fully present in the world. So when we can be mindful, like Ahmad said, we can unlock our true potential. We can hear things, we can see things, we can taste things, things that we never could hear, see, taste before. Now we can really see what's going on. Like we're mindful of what we're putting on our body. That's why we can look at it and be like, no, I don't want to eat that. Because we are being mindful of what's around us at the same time as being educated.
And I think the final, like, especially we need to tell parents, you, as much as we hate to admit it, you guys are our role models. So if you are constantly scrolling, constantly on your phone, if you're constantly like feeding yourself ultra processed foods and eating what you're not supposed to be eating, then we're probably gonna do the exact same thing. So if you tell us don't you do this, don't do that, and we see you doing the exact opposite, then we're just gonna ignore you. So
Mhm.
please educate yourselves because we realize actually that a lot of people, when especially us, like if we asked our mom the why, she educated herself so she could tell us. A lot of parents, when teenagers ask them the why, when they ask you the why, a lot of parents they don't know, they just say because I told you so, because they don't know themselves.
Mhm.
So please educate us so that please educate yourselves so you can educate us and that we can live better adults, have a better future, and actually be successful.
I wanted to work with kids because I've seen what's going on. But my first time out, this woman was like, help my kid. He's suicidal. He's this, he's that. I don't know what to do. We've done all this other stuff. Help. And I was like, well, what's his diet like? Oh, he eats pizza, he eats pasta, he's a kid, blah, blah, blah. And then I told him, I'm like, you're gonna need to change his diet. And she goes, what do you mean? I'm gonna have to cook for him? And I was just like, whoa, like I was shocked because it starts. I think it's almost harder to work with kids in that aspect because when I work with an adult, it's just one person I'm working with. With kids, I have to make sure that both their parents are on board as well. So I've got three people now that have to be on board, and it is tough, and it does start with the parents. So I'm so glad that you brought that piece into it because parents, ignorance is, ignorance is ignorance, right? We only know what we know when we know it, and when we do better, we learn better. When we learn better, we do better. So hear it now. If you see, that you're a little overweight and your kid's overweight and they're struggling and they have ADHD, maybe it's time as a family, right, to put healing and health first. So thank you so much for bringing that in. Oh my gosh. So where can they find your book?
So you can find our book you can pre-order it right now on the teenhealthrevolution.com to get our to get our free bonuses with the book. There are 4 PDFs talking about shopping lists, what's like screen time limits, and so much more.
Yeah, and we have another website, the Holistic Kid Show, the Holistic Kid Show, and that talks yeah, that's all. That's more about our like main thing. It's we also we talk about things about podcast and where you can find this like there. You can also find our book there, and our social media is also the Holistic Kid Show, like our podcast. And you can find all the updates there and just extra information. Like we have top tip for teens there. Like yeah, just
You can also get our book you can pre-order it right now on Amazon. Thankfully, it is a bestseller, so yay.
Woohoo!
Yeah, you can also buy on your local bookstore when it comes out on December 11th, 2025. So get your calendars ready for that.
That's awesome. Yeah, this episode won't go out until January, so everything will be out. So that's awesome. But congratulations to that. Also make sure to visit wearenikki.com/podcast, enter in BioBeats to get 10% off. And because we really love our customers so much, the way we show appreciation is we give away a Nikki device and a 1-year membership to our wellness store one time a month. So make sure to go to the show notes so that you can enter. Good luck. Want to say a congratulations to December's winners. We got Teresa R., Charlotte H., Pam J., and Wayne B. You won a Nikki Wellness Technology plus a 1-year membership to the Nikki Wellness Store. Congratulations. Everybody else, from going forward, we're only going to be doing this once a month, so make sure to go to the show notes, enter, and good luck. Make sure to like, subscribe, and share because that is how we get this message out. That's how we get people healed and we give people their life back and they no longer have to be living with chronic illnesses. Our children should not have chronic illnesses, people. So thank you very much for being a guest on this show. Have a healthy day.
Bye-bye. Bye.
Bye.
What is the wellness store, you ask? Let me tell you. Imagine a single place where every Nikki Wellness program, present and future, are ready whenever you are. The Nikki Wellness Store turns that vision into reality, offering a membership that keeps you connected to the most complete library of wellness support programs we've ever created. One membership, infinite access. With a Nikki Wellness Store membership, unlimited access to the full Nikki Wellness library, automatic updates as new programs are released, the freedom to create personalized daily playlists on the Nikki Connect app, and we continually design new programs. Your membership will grow with you at no additional cost. Because wellness technology never stops improving, and neither do you. It's more than a membership. Every wellness store membership begins with the purchase of their Nikki Wellness Technology, a wearable device that delivers wellness programs wherever life takes you. Your membership includes 1 full year of unlimited access to the complete wellness library and all future program releases. After the first year, your access continues with a simple annual renewal fee, So your library and collaborations with trusted global innovators keeps growing without interruption. This isn't just an upward, it's a movement toward a future where wellness technology never stops improving, because neither do you. Join the movement. The Nikki Wellness Store isn't just a milestone, it's the future of wellness designed for freedom, value, and constant growth. New customers that join us will automatically get 1-year membership to the Nikki Wellness Store. Current customers that have already owned a Nikki, you will be grandfathered in and given a 2-year membership. And that's a thank you for walking with us for all this time.
There's a new word for wellness, Nikki. Nikki is your personal wellness companion, a sleek wearable device that lets you choose from a variety of programs to match your day. With a simple tap on the Nikki screen, you can explore wellness programs created for different moments and lifestyles. Need a lift? Select energy. Looking to unwind? Tap stress and anxiety. Want to feel more at ease? Choose pain. Heading out on a trip? Try travel to help you feel ready for new adventures. From busy mornings to quiet evenings, Nikki puts a variety of wellness experiences right at your fingertips and on your wrist. Life moves fast. Nikki moves with you. It's a portable way to bring wellness technology into your everyday routine, wherever life takes you. Your day, your choice, your wellness program. Nikki Wellness Technology. Delivering frequency enhanced health. We are Nikki.com. The views, information, and opinions expressed in this content are solely those of the individuals involved and do not necessarily represent those of Free.Medica. Free.Medica Technologies, Inc. and its employees are not responsible, nor verifies accuracy any of the information contained in the following content. The primary purpose of this content is to educate and inform. This content does not constitute medical or other professional advice or services.